Paralympic Winter Games fans. It's an exciting day. We are back at the magnificent Cortina Curling Olympic Stadium. It was built for the 1956 Olympic Winter Games. And can you imagine, there wasn't any curling in 1956, but we have rectified that mistake. We have taken over the Cortina Curling Olympic Stadium. And today it is session one of the four-person wheelchair curling discipline. And we have a quarter to start us off. We will be watching the team from Great Britain. They will be playing the team from Slovakia. If you're maybe more used to watching curling from men's and women's game, you may not be so familiar with Slovakia as a curling nation, but let me tell you, this team has been a giant in the wheelchair game since its inception. They finished second last time in Beijing in the round robin. Just missing out on a medal. They finished fourth overall, but this team, they have stacks of experience. They will be looking to start off their campaign with a win here. And we have a slightly new constellation for the Great British team, made up of players from Scottish curling and English curling. Another milestone for four-person wheelchair curling.
Please welcome the players who will compete in wheelchair curling mixed teams round robin session.
You can see the players ready to go. This is their first outing on ice. They've had a short practice. Wearing the dark blue uniforms, throwing red stones today. Lead thrower on the right of your screen, going right to left, that's Karen Aspey. Second thrower, Austin McKenzie. Third thrower is Stuart Pimblett. Fourth and skip is Hugh Niblo, often going by Shug. Great to see loads of support for all the curling here. And wearing white uniforms, throwing yellow stones, we have the team from Slovakia. From left to right, we have lead thrower is Monika Kunkilova. Second thrower, Adrian Durček. Third and skip is Radoslav Duriš. Fourth thrower is Peter Žatko. So if we were watching a men's or women's game, you would be right to think that, oh, I'm sure the British curlers, they probably have the edge here. But here in wheelchair curling, as I said, 3 out of 4 of the players from the Slovakian team, veterans from Beijing 2022, veterans from multiple world championships. There is stacks of experience there. And this will be a tough start for the British quartet. First time playing this constellation, the British four. There we have the team coach, Niall Ryder, from British curling. Here's the Slovakian coach, Daniela Nikolova. Both teams, they have 38 minutes of thinking time to complete 8 ends here in wheelchair curling. And both teams have 1 timeout during that. They can stop the clock and ask for their coach to come on the ice to give some advice. We are ready to begin session 1 here in Cortina at the Paralympic Winter Games, Milano Cortina 2026 edition. This is Karen Aspey who starts us off. The first stone of the first end of the first game of wheelchair curling.
It's okay.
And that is a very nice start for Karen Aspey. Tight guard. That's a helpful stone to use later. The familiar figure of Monika Kunkilova. Big shout from her teammate, Adrian Durcek. And that's the whole point, is to enjoy these games. You've done all the hard work. Now you have to trust the process, and maybe a little bit overexcited on that first throw for Monica.
13.5.
It is the Slovakian team who have the little hammer in the graphic at the bottom of your screen there. That means they have last stone in this first end. Both the teams have a short practice before taking to the ice to play. At the conclusion of that practice, they nominate 2 people from the team, and 1 person throws a stone curling clockwise, 1 person throws a stone curling anti-clockwise towards the centre, and cumulatively, whichever team is closest with their 2 throws, they get last stone advantage in the first end. So in this case, that was Slovakia. Not a bad start from the British team. A guard out front. And that second stone from Karen Aspe just slipping on a little longer than she wanted. And that does give Monika Kunkelova a chance to chase it in. Stone running a wee bit high again. Is it just going to touch the red? No, it's not. And disappointing start for Monika Kunkelova. Maybe just a couple of nerves to shake out of her system. First throw of the competition for second thrower from British curling. It is Austin McKenzie. Teams have been here for a few days now, so I'm sure they will all be very happy to get on ice and get playing. The Athletes Village in Cortina, there's just over 1,000 people there. It's a busy place. That's a super start for Austin McKenzie. He'll be happy with that. You can see no hesitation from the Slovakian skip, Radoslav Duriš. You can see that stone just thrown by Austin McKenzie, but always a challenge with your very first throw at Paralympic Winter Games, to just settle the nerves, find your rhythm, enjoy this game. First throw from Adrian Durcek. He is a new member in this team. The other 3 veterans from multiple World Championships and Paralympic Winter Games. Adrian Durcek, a new face in the team, and making no mistake with his first throw. It is currently then yellow lying shot, so that means the current situation, yellow has 1 stone closest to the centre. It would be yellow scoring 1 point.
Slipping. Two, 9. My shoe's slipping off the handle.
And Austin McKenzie saying that he felt his delivery stick there was just slipping a little bit in the handle. We'll take a look at the delivery during this game. There you can see, so all the players here, they have their own delivery stick. It's the right length that they want, and you can see that little hinge section right at the end, that goes over the handle. So instead of putting the curl on with your hand, you put the curl on with the delivery stick. saw a little bit of a wobble on the release there from Adrian Durcek. And, oh, he hasn't quite managed to remove that red completely. But let's think about what are our objectives for this first end.
Tiny.
As
Yeah.
Stuart Pimblett
Front left.
prepares for his first throw in this competition. You can see some of the players,
Very good, Joe.
they have a removable handle or a grip just to help keep them balanced while they're throwing.
9-9.
Really good, Joe.
But if you're a wheelchair player or wheelchair user, or maybe your sister or your colleague, and if you would like to try curling, you absolutely can. You don't need any adjustment to your day-to-day chair to come and have a try. The curling club, they will have a delivery stick that you can use with a little hinged piece to hold the handle on the end. You don't need your own stick. You don't need any adjustment to your day-to-day chair. And you don't even need a dedicated wheelchair club. Even if you're the only wheelchair user at your club, and I know a couple of people who are the only wheelie player at their club, you can join right in with everyone else at the club level.
8-1.
There is truly no barrier. It's extremely inclusive curling.
We play at 14, 14 and a half.
14, 14 and a half.
Again, just a little bit of a nervy start for third thrower and skip of Slovakia, Radoslav Duric. A very canny player,
Yeah.
Mr. Duric. That means a clever player. He's really played hundreds of games in his career. And as I said, this team, 3 out of the 4 players, they've been together for years and years. They know each other completely.
Five and a
he will not
half,
make many,
14-4.
certainly won't make any tactical mistakes, Radoslav Duric. But at the moment, it's Britain who have got out to the slightly brighter start here,
Ještě raz to jste.
just finding their weight more effectively than Slovakia. We spoke about our objectives for the first end. The first end out of 8, very early stages. Neither team needs to be too aggressive. Neither team needs to take big risks here. It is Slovakia who won the last stone advantage for the first end. And that kind of dictates what your objectives are. So the objective for Team Great Britain here,
4-3's okay.
it's really just to prevent Slovakia scoring. They don't want Slovakia to use that last stone advantage to build up a big end or put a bunch of points on the board early doors here. And Britain are doing that very well.
Good.
Chair's good.
So Hugh Niblo, also a veteran of multiple World Championships. He was in Beijing in 2022. Actually, the only member of the British squad that was in Beijing last time.
3 3/4, 13.
And they will be relying on all that experience and steady throws from the skipper.
Sorry.
And a sorry there from his teammate, but this is very effectively preventing Slovakia from scoring. 1, 2, 3 reds are touching the rings, even that little red right at the back. The one just next to Duric there on our left. As long as even a tiny piece of the stone is touching the rings, that would count at the end of the throwing. We'll talk about the colours and the measurements of the rings as well. But at the moment, 1, 2, 3 reds. all frustrating Slovakia from scoring. First throw of the competition for fourth thrower from Slovakia, Peter Žatko. Just like in the men's and ladies game, you can see a variety of throwing styles. That's entirely up to you. Some people, they kind of drop their arm next to their chair and throw from there. Some people, their arm is really in front of the chair and throwing that way. And yeah, just like with foot throwers, that's entirely up to you how you develop your own throwing style.
That's on 5.
How's that?
I found in a second.
Two stones to come, one each in this first end of our first session of the four-person traditional format of wheelchair curling at Milano Cortina 2026 Paralympic Winter Games. A couple of options here for Great Britain.
Good throw.
Only Britain who have controlled this first end.
3 3/4, 10.
They continue to do so. They'll be delighted with their first end performance. Now the other option would be to block or guard that green that was, sorry, that red that was closest to the centre in the green circle. And the reason Great Britain don't do that is because it's very early in the game. No scores yet. By removing that yellow, they guarantee that the best score Slovakia can make here in the first end is 1 point. And we'll talk about why giving up 1 point is actually a good result for Britain here in the first end. But making a shot under pressure, always easier said than done. This yellow needs to hang around as well. There are other reds ready to get points if not. He's done that beautifully. He'll be very happy with that pressure shot. Peter Žatko. And after one end then, we would call that a force. So Great Britain forcing Slovakia to take 1 point. No triple takeout available. No blank end available. And after one end, it is Slovakia leading Great Britain 1-0. So Peter Žatko really under pressure. If that stone had gone wrong, there were two other reds ready to score. And a nice steady throw from him, picking up a point for Slovakia.
Sounds good.
13.5 probably.
That's the situation very early in this game. It's 1-0 to Slovakia. And it will be Britain who have the last stone in the second end.
Keď vodíš donútra, tak nevadí, hej?
You see on the scoreboard behind the players there, confirmation score of 1 to Slovakia in the first end. And whichever team scores, whoever gets points in an end, they give up last stone. That means last stone goes to their opposition, in this case Great Britain. So it is Monika Kunkelova
13.5.
who sets us off. So that's exactly on the line. She wants a stone in the centre. She would have liked it a little bit closer
Number 14's okay.
to the rings, to
and
the house.
guard's okay.
Yeah.
Got a good start from
Bring
her.
you up. Yeah, good.
Another milestone in this Great Britain team, Karen Aspey throwing there, and her teammate Austin Mackenzie on the right of her, Stuart Pimblett, who was holding her wheels. They are both from English curling. And that is the first time that players from English curling have been selected to represent the Great Britain team. Typically the players coming through Scottish curling, and that's true for Hugh Niblo and Austin Mackenzie. But a mix of players in the team this time. Curling is one of those sports, like say football or rugby, where at World Championships you will see the home countries competing by themselves. So England, Scotland, Wales, and Ireland often has different rules. Either you get Northern Ireland and the Republic, or you get all together. And in fact, in Olympics, it's the same. Olympic and Paralympic, Ireland plays curling as one team. And England, Scotland, Wales play as Great Britain.
3's okay.
And a big milestone for English curling to have 2 representatives selected to represent for Great Britain. What are our objectives in this second end? Well, they have
3.5, 12.9.
pretty much switched compared to the first end. In the first end, it was Slovakia who had last stone advantage, and Britain were trying to prevent them from building up too many points. And now it is Great Britain who have last stone. You can tell by the little hammer next to the British flag on the graphic at the bottom of the screen there. It's Britain who have last stone advantage. And so the objective for Slovakia, now it is they who want to simply try to prevent Britain scoring, or scoring big, in this second end. Still very early stages in the game. Depending on the score, depending on the stage of the game, you can see different tactics. But that is an effective way from second thrower Adrian Durchik. You can prevent Britain from scoring by removing their stones.
Good.
Cheers, good.
Here's a lovely view of the throwing setup for wheelchair curling. We have our ice player assistants sprinkled all over the ice rink.
9, 2, 3.
And the ice player assistants, they keep the stones in order. They clean the bottom of the stone and place the stone in front of the athletes, and that just keeps the game moving along. It's obviously just a bit less convenient for the wheelchair players to scoot around the ice. And the ice player assistants, they just help keep the game moving by keeping control and managing the stones. And typically you have the thrower ready with their delivery cue. Then behind them, you have one of your teammates holding your wheels to make sure that you don't slip when you're throwing. And typically your additional teammate, you will often see them holding a stopwatch. And what are they doing with a stopwatch?
13.5, 14's okay.
They time how long the stone takes from end to end. And using that information, they can tell, we would say, how fast the ice is running. So how fast or how heavy, how hard do you need to push a stone, either to get it to land right in the middle, or to get it to push another stone out of the way, or to to maybe block stones, maybe leave a stone lying out front. So that's what the teammates are doing with the stopwatch. They'll time most of the stones, and that gives them an up-to-date overview of ice conditions. So we saw a bit of a loose shot from Great Britain in that first throw, and that's an end to forget for Austin McKenzie. Britain not making use of last stone advantage yet, not managing to build up some points here, and that hands advantage a little bit back to Slovakia to put some more pressure on. Those two guards in the centre, they have been patiently waiting all end for exactly this shot. And he has covered the hole. There is a little hole in the ice right in the middle, in case we need a measure. And Radoslav Duriš, yeah, look at that. What a shot that is. That is no good for Great Britain if they want to score points here. They need to make themselves some space. So Stuart Pimblett being asked to throw a heavy stone here. Big push.
Close.
He needs to make himself a space, try to get to that stone right in the middle.
3/4, 9-8.
And it's not quite what he wanted. He was really aiming for the stone closer to the rings. And he doesn't quite clear the one further away. So advantage Slovakia here a bit in this second end. These tactics from Slovakia, this is the other way of preventing your opposition scoring. At the beginning of the end, they were removing British stones. No stones equals no points. And having done that, the other way of preventing your opposition scoring is to get there first. Slovakia dumping a couple of stones real close to centre. And if Britain want to score anything, they will have to do something about these yellow stones.
9-7-5. 9-7-5. Good.
Front right slightly.
Far too early to say that Britain's in trouble. That's not the case, but they still have work to do in this second end, just to steady the ship a bit.
3.5, 9-3.
Good.
That's more like it. Now they have a red in the rings. They have something to work with. I wondered if that was on our camera. I thought we could see a little beastie of some kind, and just sweeping it to one side. And one of our ice player assistants giving it a sensible burial.
Desat?
9-5.
OK.
Back to the defensive strategy though. Fewer stones equals fewer opportunities to score. And Peter Žatko just being asked to remove the British counter.
9-8.
And he's done that very nicely. just caught the ice player assistant, just catching the stone at the side there.
What are you thinking, kind of tram?
And she brings that to the back of the sheet. There they are.
Yeah, no more than that.
Yep.
She's managing those stones there. Just keep them out of the way of the players.
Go on back. Tiny, good.
Front right.
All the British teams in wheelchair curling and the men's and women's very big on communication. You'll hear them just consulting each other, reassuring, offering support.
3 1/4, 9-3.
Ooh, is he going to get a lucky bounce? He's not. I wondered if that red might just bounce back into the rings. That would have been a real bonus.
14.
14, Paige.
O,
14.
hej. Hlavne sme nepekli.
Peter Žatko then just being asked to replace that guard. So a guard is a stone
Peťo, keď prídeš k nemu,
in
nevadí,
front of
hej?
another stone, blocking the path.
Ale aspoň zatáčaj. 14-3. Zatáčaj. Aj hlavne
Pretty good. Keep curling, keep curling, keep curling.
Pekne.
That's found a good spot.
Need to do the run. If I catch that, I'm always rolling out.
Yeah,
Try the run again.
yeah, you need to get both.
Yeah, it's no much ice.
A red won't be in.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Couple of options for Britain here. Either they can try to score a point with their last throw here, try to score one red,
Tiny. And again. Good.
or it looks like they say, let's try to remove both of those yellows. And then it would be a blank end with no score. And we'll talk about why they would choose that.
Play on the stone.
So the stone coming in at pace.
9-2.
He's not going to get both of them. And that's super shot from third thrower and skip Radoslav Juric. It's still there. And that is a steal for Slovakia. You steal points when you get points, even though you don't have last stone. And that is a stolen point, and that makes our overall situation after 2 ends still early doors, but it is Slovakia leading Great Britain 2 points to 0. And here comes the key shot in that end. Perfect T-line, that's that thin horizontal line right through the middle. And that stone just putting pressure on Britain for the second half of the end. And finally, it is a point to Slovakia.
Pozor, za tebou, baba.
Nejsem sám. Toto sa skúsil.
The stadium is in Cortina, right up in the north of Italy, right up in the mountains. I think there may still be tickets if you can come join us. And leading into the third end then. It was Slovakia who got points, and that means last stone advantage, the little hammer in our graphic, that stays with Great Britain. It doesn't automatically swap every end. The last stone advantage is with the team who didn't score the previous end.
Jak chce skopíra.
Dobre, pekne, Monika.
Dobre, pekný je.
Môže byť.
Monika Kunkelova really finding her rhythm now. That is exactly where she wanted that stone. Now, why is that exactly where she wanted that stone? It maybe doesn't look very good. It's not even in the rings.
Tiny back. Yeah.
The reason that is a good shot is because of the free guard zone. Now, for player of Monika Kunkelova's ability to put a stone straight into the rings, yeah, she could do that if she wants. But then Britain would probably just hit it out.
3, 13, 3.
Good, Karen.
Now, the stone from Monika there, that yellow, that is in the free guard zone. So all of that space that's not in the rings and ahead of tee line, that's in the free guard zone. And that stone, that yellow stone, not allowed to be removed from play until we have played a total of 5 stones. And that's why that's exactly where she wanted it, because that's a very safe shot. Britain not allowed to remove it for another few stones. So she's guarding the space behind it.
Ale sakra.
And now what she wants to do is use that space in behind and just sneak a stone in behind it. That's going to come up a little bit short, but a double guard,
13,
that's fine too.
13 and a half.
Good.
Karen Aspie's first shot on the left of our screen there, the red. That's a very nice throw from her.
A wee bit. Should be okay.
And we might have the same question. Why was that a good throw with Cameron's first stone? She was throwing away from the centre. That seems like
4, 13, 8.
backwards idea. There's the red stone there. Now, why does she like that shot? Well, if you have last stone advantage, we're going to think all the way to the conclusion of the end. If you have last stone advantage, what would you like to be looking at with your last stone in order to score points? That is not a trick question. If you're throwing last stone, you would like to be looking at nothing at all. That is the easiest way for you to get a point with your last stone. You would love to have a great big open space, and you can just throw your stone straight towards the centre. Therefore, if you do not have last stone, if you're
9's
Slovakia,
on 5.
what do you want Britain to have to do
9's on
with their
5.
last stone? You want to make it as difficult as possible.
9, 7, 5.
And that is why we see Slovakia playing towards the centre, trying to block the path to the centre, frustrate Britain, and that's why you see Britain playing away from the centre. If they can keep the game over to the side here instead, then the idea is to keep fewer stones in the centre,
Good.
make it easier for the last thrower to score points with that all-important last stone. So it feels a bit counterintuitive if you're not so familiar with the tactics, but it does make sense.
2. I didn't get a time, sorry.
9.
I'm slipping on that.
Early on in this game, though, it's still Slovakia who are just a little bit more accurate with their throws. They're getting a couple of loose shots, a couple of half shots from the British team, and that's giving Slovakia opportunities to put pressure on Britain here. And now those guards out front. We saw this in the second end, didn't we? Those guards out front. Slovakia had the chance to use those. It worked beautifully for them in the second end. And they would love to set up a similar situation here in the third.
14-1.
Is that going to get round? It's not.
Čas bol dobrý, no.
14.
14.
But a big pile of guards out front now.
14's okay.
Okay.
Whoever can get a stone in behind there will think themselves fairly safe from attack.
Keep that wrist strong.
Heidi. Yeah.
Yeah, you good.
Line's good.
Big concentration from Austin McKenzie. Had a bit of a nervy start.
12.75.
This looks a bit better. That's much better from him.
Good, just back 4.
Now you hear a lot of numbers being called out by both teams, by all teams in wheelchair curling and in men's and ladies. You heard the skip Hugh Niblo saying back 4.
Yeah, there's a plus sign.
And what's he talking about?
So what
Well,
time did you get there?
You might be in the wrong place or something.
curling
What time?
predates the metric system by many hundreds of years,
Slow, I'm getting rotation probably.
and even in the most metrically happy countries,
12.75, že?
12.800 nameroval, áno. A tie gardy tam nie sú postavené rovno.
after 400 to 500 years,
20 cm medzery,
we're not
takže
changing
ale
now.
Použiť by sa to možno dalo.
Curling circles are 12 feet wide. The big blue circle, that is 12 feet across. The white circle is 8 feet across, and the green circle is 4 feet across. So when we heard Hugh Niblo say back 4, he means that the stone from his teammate landed at the back of the 4-foot circle. And it's really that 4-foot circle, the green circle here in this arena.
Tam nevracia potom
That's the circle you really want to control. That's the area where you're most likely to score points. It's real close to the centre.
Bielo-modré.
They're always going to try the top on that,
That's
but we
done.
just beat them round
Coming a
here.
little bit short for Slovakia.
Yeah, I don't like it. I either like guarding that side or we come round first. This
Yeah,
way.
because we guard, they're coming round.
Yeah.
We heard a little bit of
They'll
discussion
take
there.
13.5, 14's okay.
Okay, 13.5, 14.
Nice and smooth, Stu.
Saying that the anti-clockwise handle, so going from right to left. You can see that stone half in blue, half in
See
white
that? Yeah.
from Slovakia. That really blocking that anti-clockwise handle.
You good?
Not possible for Britain to use that path anymore, so they've gone to the other side of the ice.
Good.
Use the clockwise handle, curling left to right.
Stu.
3 3/4, 12-7.
This is coming in hot.
Second shot.
Second shot, says Hugh Niblo. What he means is 1, 2 reds are currently closest to centre.
Alebo chceš ho posúvať? Chceš ho posúvať?
Now, that's a decent throw, but the problem is that with that stone going a little bit too long, that means if Slovakia follow that same stone, follow that
Buď
same
tejto, alebo
path,
posúvať.
they could just land right in front of that red and cancel it out. So that's why you always want to be ahead of T-line rather than behind the T-line. That's the thin, narrow, horizontal line right in the middle.
Toč.
This stone is really coming in hot. Oh, and that is a big mistake from Radoslav Duric.
13.5. Yeah, I like that.
No, jo, to
He has given the British team a chance to get to that all-important area of the playing surface ahead of T-line, so that thin horizontal line. He would love this stone to land before that and block the path for Slovakia as well. A smooth throwing action from Stuart Pimblett.
Get out.
Four and 3/4, 13-7.
This looks lovely. Look, it squeaks around the
Shot,
guard.
Stu.
Really good shot.
That is a cracker. 1, 2, 3 reds now lying closest to centre. Danger for Slovakia. Look at this, it just holds its breath, sneaking past that guard. And it does land just on that green 4-foot circle ahead of T-line. That is a great shot.
Trošku pritlačiť, jak na začiatku.
All of a sudden then, it is Slovakia who are looking at a bit of danger. They certainly had the brighter start of the first 3 ends here, but yeah, definitely looking at some danger now. That has not helped him.
13-6. Rýchlosť, fajn.
He was trying to get to his own yellow and punch that forward a little bit.
No, I like 15.
Okay.
Britain, I think they're just going to try to block his path so that he can't try that again. And a little bit out of nowhere. Just a couple of loose shots from Slovakia, and now they are facing a hat-full.
Good. No,
Cheers,
tiny
dude.
bit back now, yeah. Line's good.
Front left.
Line's good. Calls vice skip Austin McKenzie.
4.5. 15-5.
Shot.
Nice shot.
That is a fine shot from the British skipper, blocking access to that yellow. Slovakia cannot try the same shot again. He can't just punch that yellow forward. He needs to go to the other side of the sheet. Big danger for Slovakia here. Zatko throwing against 3 British counters and 1 more British stone to come.
12-6, trošku zatáčaj. Toč.
5, 1 and 2. Just come in here.
Yeah. Yeah.
So he's cancelled out
You're
that.
sitting less, you're lying third.
No, ale
He's cancelled out the 3rd shot there.
ktorým tam prišiel dozadu ako prvý, ten bol 12-4, tuším.
If I get rid of that yellow, what we got?
That's what I was looking at, yeah. Hugh Niblo saying, what if I
think
punch
you'll
that
lose
yellow
it.
Or
through?
if you're stuck in the 8.
Right. Full 18.
I think that's worth going for, yeah.
Just try and bump it.
You need to nose it.
Yeah.
So if you hit anywhere here, this red's going as well.
Yeah, we'll just try. If I get on those, I get my 3 anyway.
Okay.
I definitely think this is worth a try.
Put me as one of ours.
Fine. Bit less, that's fine.
Is it in the line?
Yeah, that's good. Just a heavy draw.
Yeah.
He just needs to punch that yellow back just about a stone's worth. And this would be a massive score of 4. Britain already lying 2.
Tiny bit more.
And what a difference that would make to the score if British skip Hugh Niblo can make this. Yeah, you can see doesn't push it as hard as he can. He needs to control this weight. They know this path. And that's something that club players can learn as well. Quite often, you don't need a huge weight at this. Oh, that's just over curled a little bit.
12-7. 3 1/4.
I'm sure if we'd had some sweepers on that, we'd have got it there, but we'll talk about that shortly. But much better end from Great Britain. They made themselves some really good chances there. Started getting some mistakes finally from Slovakia, and they have levelled the score after 3 ends. It is Great Britain 2, Slovakia 2.
Right, so.
Force.
Yeah.
Force the one. Right in with the first. See what they do.
Some much more precise play from Britain. An early stone in that 4-foot, the green circle. And then following that up with an absolutely peachy stone right ahead of T-line, making Slovakia's life very difficult. And Britain levelling the score with a really strong performance and a score of 2. That's the situation then. Bright start from Slovakia, but Great Britain finding their rhythm now in this 3rd end. Scores are level, 2 each.
Way back.
The hammer then has transferred. It was Great Britain that scored 2 points. So the hammer, the last stone, returns to Slovakia, as we can see from our little graphic. And that means it is Karen Aspey who starts us off. Britain then opting not to use that free guard zone. We spoke about that in the previous end. All that space that's not in the rings and ahead of T-line. That's the free guard zone, that's protected for 5 stones worth. And Britain opting not to use that. That's a slightly more conservative approach because that means stones can be hit out of play. And Slovakia just following along with that defensive strategy then. Remember we said the more aggressive strategy is having stones in play. You get to the centre first. The more defensive strategy, the more conservative approach is to just have no stones in play. No stones equals no points.
Way back.
Yeah.
Good.
Some good target practice as well for Karen Aspey. Always nice to just have a free throw at the rings. Just try to keep T-weight.
3.5, 13-3.
Just keep practicing that consistent weight, that consistent length of throw, and that's lovely from Karen Aspey.
Nice.
2 stones straight in the rings. I'm really asking the question of Slovakia, are they going to be conservative and just remove those stones? Or would they do something more aggressive, keep stones in play, but that is higher risk Like everything, high risk is high reward. And Slovakia just opting to be conservative here. They maybe felt they got themselves in a bit of a muddle with lots of stones in play last end. Monika Konkilova doesn't quite like the look of this. Ooh, and that's why. She must have released that stone just a little bit wide. And the stone not curling enough to make contact there. Early chance then in the fourth end for Britain to put some pressure on.
Sounds good.
Maybe a wee bit, not far away, but
Let's think about our objectives for the fourth end.
1 3/4, 13-5.
Still pretty early in the game. We're still in the first half, although we're approaching halfway. So our objectives are pretty similar to the beginning of the game. Instead of score 0-0, the score is now 2-2. And the objective then fairly similar to the first end. The team who does not have last stone, and in this fourth end that's Britain, they really want to just frustrate Slovakia. They want to make sure Slovakia cannot score a lot of points here. And the way to do that is to remove Slovakian stones and or get to the centre first. And that's a nice throw from Adrian Jurček.
Not too much.
Overcurling just slightly. He wanted to remove both of them, but that yellow is now in front of the red, and if Britain get the angle wrong here, they want to remove that yellow. But if they get the angle wrong, maybe that red could just catch the yellow and give Slovakia a chance.
Front left fraction.
Two and a quarter, 9-4.
Oh, it has overcurled. Ooh, and it's overcurled enough that it doesn't connect enough with the yellow at all. Now then, it's up to Slovakia to make use of that mistake. As we can see, it is still red. It's still Britain who are lying short. That means that red stone just on the left of our picture, that's the red that's still counting. That's the red that's currently winning this end. But a miss from Great Britain. And Slovakia have an opportunity to get a second yellow in and start building up some yellows and building up some points. Oh, that's a peach. That is a wonderful throw from second thrower Adrian Jurček.
Nose is good.
Okay.
Made it round his own yellow by nothing at all, and just punching that red backwards. Doesn't need to remove it. Important is now 1-2 yellows are closest to centre. That was the key outcome of that shot, so he's done that beautifully. The only slight concern is that the two yellows are close together. That means it is possible to remove them both with one throw. Stuart Pimblett not removing both, but removing one. Again, that's the conservative approach, just keep trying to remove Slovakian stones. Not quite finding the angle to get both of them. And that gives Slovakia another chance to put a second yellow in.
Si takto?
Trošku menej asi, Peťo.
An O of concern from Vladislav Duric. It looks okay. It looks okay. Is it going to be a little bit short? It is actually. That could be why he was concerned. So that yellow just thrown by Duric.
9.
Not yet better than the red behind T, just
Nice and smooth.
beside the British skipper there. But important is that it's ahead of that T line. There it is. And that's a stone that if you punch that forward a little bit, you will get it closer to centre. So that's still a danger. And that's why Britain eager to remove that stone. Again, possible to remove both of them. But a double take out, never easy. Has he got it this time? Oh, not quite. But neutralising it. And that's enough for Great Britain. That yellow, not quite out of scoring range, but those two reds outcounting it. I very much doubt that yellow will become important later.
Nie, ja som myslel ten krajný, že by sme strelili, vieš? Nie, hento.
And this is what in Scotland we would often call a junior 2. And what we mean is this is the easiest way to try to make 2 points. So when you're a junior curler and you're just learning and starting out, this is the easiest way to try to make 2 points. Is to just keep putting 2 stones in the house. Try to make it hard for your opposition to make a double takeout. But for that strategy to work, you do in fact have to have both stones in the house. And that is a bad miss from Vladislav Duric. That was a really easy chance at this level to set himself up to get 2 points. He'll be disappointed with that.
Is that an option?
No, centre line 9.
He's really handed the advantage to Great Britain. They've played this path several times now, and instead of 2 yellows, it's only 1. And Britain can really neutralise this attack in the 4th end completely here by just making that yellow go away.
Good.
Front right, Shug.
Tag high.
3 3/4. 9.
Ooh. Now that's an interesting one. The British skip maybe overthrowing that a little bit. The faster the stone goes, the less it curls. And that was a little bit faster, that stone, than his teammates typically throw. And that's an interesting situation. That yellow moving, but it's moved to second shot position. So the red in the white ring there, that's currently closest, but Next closest is the yellow. It didn't quite move out of play, and that means still chances to try to build 2 points here for Slovakia. Britain not taking advantage of that mistake there. Fourth thrower, Peter Žatko. He has been very steady this game so far. Oh no! I can only apologise, Mr. Žatko. Just some mistakes starting to creep in. Both teams here. Britain has another chance to fix this.
Don't need to be heavy. Bit low.
Again, two options here for Britain. They lie shot. Their red is currently closest.
It's good.
They could put a second red in. Make sure there's no double takeout. That would be an effective neutralising of Slovakia's attack. But this is by far the most sensible idea, is just to remove Slovakian stones.
4 1/4.
Oh, this looks much better. Yeah, that's a great shot from Hugh Niblo. Britain don't need to score points this end. This is one of those ends where a score of -1, so a point to Slovakia. This is one of those ends where that's fine for Britain, actually. And we'll talk about why that is. So 1, 2, 3 reds for Britain, but they won't actually expect to pick up points here. Those 3 reds are designed to put pressure on Slovakia. They don't mind Slovakia getting a point, but a bunch of reds hanging around in case there's a mistake. That is no mistake from Peter Žatko. And pressure on him. If that stone had gone wrong, they could have lost 2 or even 3 points. And Peter Žatko very steady on that last stone. And that is a score of 1 point to Slovakia. And it is they who lead Britain 3 points to 2 going into the halfway break.
Toto bolo koľko?
10:06 to bolo.
Tento? Ten prvý
Neviem,
hlas,
prečo som taký slabý.
Normálne som... Dobre.
Nič, dobre, ako... Je to škoda, že robíme také nevinúcené chyby zbytočne. Ľahké chyby. Toto mohlo byť kľudne naša dvojka.
I think Team Slovakia will be fairly pleased with their performance.
A už sme zbytočne boli my pod tlakom.
They just need to tighten up a little bit. They're creating chances.
Somebody scores that. Things are okay.
Good.
Quite good.
There.
Britain a
Personally, there.
little bit more inconsistent
Working on it.
than Slovakia, but let's hear what their camp are saying as well. We'll come back to them. What's the story of the first half here? It was Slovakia who had the brighter start. Peter Žatko very steady on that last throw. That's what you need. It's not so much your best player who throws last stones. It's kind of your steadiest player, someone who doesn't mind that pressure. Knowing that last stone is really all or nothing. There's no teammate coming after you that can fix the situation. And again in the second end, Slovakia following that up with some really precise throwing.
13 and a half.
Britain not managing to dig that stone out. Much better end from the British squad in the third.
13-7.
They finally started getting a couple of misses from Slovakia.
Really good shot.
And really doing very well to steady the ship. And level the scores at 2 each. And then finally pressure from Britain again in this fourth end. A couple of mistakes creeping in from both teams, but again, Peter Jatko very steady on that last stone. But Britain will be pleased with that. They will say they forced Slovakia to take one shot. We'll talk about why you don't really want to take one shot with your last stone. But currently at half-time, it is Slovakia 4, Britain 3. Excuse me, it's Slovakia 3, Britain 2.
Nič, v poradku. Chce to len troška sústredenia. Naozaj, chce to len troška sústredenia. Oni tie takeouty tráfajú, všetko hrajú znútra von, tam im to pretáča a tráfajú to naozaj zo všetko.
Still stands up like that process to throw it well with a little bit of understanding of like what we're doing is helping it go left. So then it's just trying to problem solve, like what are we doing, what's our technical cues. We need to reinforce coming into these next 4 ends and then align that with where we put the brush. There's like a few shots that we probably could have made if we're just a little bit more diligent about where the brush is going and how we want to throw it on that line. The 4-foot lines are pretty straight, and as you get closer to the centre,
there is the summary of the game. Not much in it. Both teams similar for accuracy. Interestingly, it's the British team who have picked up their accuracy. But isn't that interesting? There's a difference in the accuracy statistics between draws and takeouts. So the British team more accurate on the draw, Slovakia more accurate on the takeout. And it is the Slovakians who are just ahead, but very even at the moment. That is where we're playing. It's a magnificent stadium built in 1956 for the Olympic Winter Games then, and that's when we were skating here. It used to have a open fourth wall, this stadium. That's when we skated in outside conditions. Didn't have curling, but now curling has well and truly moved in here. That's the situation at the halfway. Both teams will still fancy their chances to win this game, rightly so. Well, a high quality start for both teams. So final good luck from their coaches. And we can get into the 5th end. Now we will probably start to see some more aggressive tactics or some more stones in play. We're in the second half of the game. We play 8 ends in wheelchair curling. If scores are tied after 8 ends, we will play an extra end. We must have a winner. In some curling competitions, you can have a draw at this stage in a round robin, but not here. We must have a winner. You get 1 point if you win the game and no points if you lose the game. It's that simple. It doesn't matter if you win the game with the very final throw in an extra end or if you win the game 12 points to 2. You get 1 point if you win, no points if you lose.
3, 12, 7.
And this looks familiar, doesn't it? We have seen this setup before. Oh, that's a pity though. Karen Aspe's stone just running on a little bit long. And we spoke about this before. You can see from the little graphic at the bottom, it is Great Britain who have hammer. They have last stone in the 5th end. So what are they trying to do? They want to keep the play away from the centre. So that when last stone is coming, there's space in the centre to score some points. And that informs Slovakia's strategy, which is we don't want there to be space in the centre for Britain to make points. And that's why you've seen...
More or less, yeah. Apart from
Monika Kunkilova
975.
really finding her rhythm in this game. She plays a guard at first to make use of that free guard zone. That stone not allowed to go out of play. And then with her second throw, tries to get the stone in that space behind her guard.
Good.
Slovakia then, they want the play to be towards the centre. They're happy to have stones in the way so that for last stone, Great Britain don't have space. And oh, I think we might see the free guard zone being invoked here. You can see the British skip Hugh Niblo just marking with his broom where the stone was. As we said, that stone from Monika Kunkilova protected by free guard zone until 5 stones are thrown. That was stone number 4, and that means that the stone goes back. So just asking his players at the other end, is this where it was? Slovakia, they can put the stone back to their satisfaction. As the non-offending team, they put the stones back the way they feel they were. And Karen Aspie will be annoyed about that. Just falling foul of the free guard zone rule, and that gives Slovakia a chance to capitalise. Slovakia persist with attacking the centre. And that's found a good spot. Stones in the centre are good for Slovakia. Stones in the centre are blocking Great Britain's path.
Big. Tiny bit back. Yeah.
You can see the British team just helping each other when they're setting up to throw, making sure that they're throwing at the brush. You don't want the stone to end up at the brush. That is the expertise of the skip, the person holding the brush at the other end. They have to know where to put the brush down, such that when you aim for the brush plus curl, you will hit your target.
Good.
It's all right, us.
I was doing the half rotation. Okay.
And that's why being skip is difficult as well. It's tough throwing last stones because last stone is really all or nothing, and you need to be comfortable under that pressure. And that's why playing skip is not for everyone either. You have to decide what's the best stone to play here, what's the best shot, and you have to put the brush down in the right place so that when your teammate aims for that brush plus the curl, they will get to their target. And Slovakia being conservative there. The other option was to use the guards in the centre, try to get a Slovakian stone in behind it. But I think they're wise, honestly. I'm also a very conservative player.
Good.
But as we said, as the second half progresses, circumstance may force the issue. We play 8 ends. And if you still need to grab some points in the 7th or the 8th or even the 6th end, we may start to see the strategy change a little bit. This is nice from Britain. This is very nice. Lovely throw from Austin McKenzie. That is the danger. If you go for the conservative approach, as Slovakia did, just removing a red counter, then you have still left guards in play, and that's guards that Britain can use, and they have used them beautifully. Super throw from that man. Austin McKenzie, somewhat newer to the lineup.
Yeah, I need to be doing that rather than that.
Hugh and Austin playing together for Team Scotland. In the most recent World Wheelchair Curling Championship, they finished 7th. And Stuart and Karen playing together in that same World Championship. Qualifying from the B group for Worlds, getting promotion to the top group with Scotland. And they finished 8th, just behind Scotland, so a wonderful debut for Team England, with Stuart and Karen playing for them. So loads of experience in this British team. And oh my goodness, that is a gorgeous shot from the Slovakian skip, Radoslav Duric. This is also a risk.
Thinking 10.5.
Yeah, I like that.
If you play towards the centre, it's all very well getting there first, as Britain did. With that fine throw from Austin McKenzie, that's all very well. But the risk is your opposition just keeps piling in there as well, as we see now from Radoslav Duric. And what that means is that very quickly it can get awfully crowded in there, making it difficult to score 2. And that's why the traditional way to score 2 or more points is to keep play away from that centre. Curl, curl, says Karen Aspey. That's why that was such a lovely shot from Radoslav Duric.
I know, so she'll move the brush there.
It was set up at the angle so that if Britain made any sort of mistake with the
Try and lower
take out there,
and let the
that yellow was just going to squirt straight back onto the red, which it has.
Yep.
And now Slovakia have an opportunity to lock it in. Same again, please, from Radoslav Duric. I wonder if this is where this game could be decided, actually. It's just the Slovakian team, as I said, exactly the Slovakian team. They have a new member with Adrian Duracek, but the Slovakian team, they have really been giants in the wheelchair game since the beginning. They have won so many tournaments. Well, they're still waiting for their first medal at World Championship or Olympics, surprisingly. And I wonder if that is what will finally decide this game, just that little bit more experience at this level, in this constellation. Is that going to become important for the Slovakian quartet in the second half? First things first for Britain. They need to remove some stones. Nice throw from Stuart Pimblett. He's certainly cleared out that danger area. That's the green circle, the 4-foot circle. He's certainly cleared that out. And a little bit difficult to tell which stone's closest now. Radoslav Duric then asking Peter Žatko again, if there are red stones, British stones lying around, the conservative approach is just to remove them. No red stones equals no red points. Slovakia don't need to take risks in this fifth end. They are +1. They don't need to go for the aggressive approach. That would be to keep attacking the centre, keep putting stones behind guards. But they're +1, they're ahead slightly. So the conservative approach is more appropriate. Everyone sounding happy with this throw. And he's done it again. The ever-reliable Peter Zatko. It is now irrelevant who was closest because 1, 2, 3 yellows are lying around putting pressure on Great Britain.
They should.
975.
975.
We thought this was going to be an intriguing game, and it surely is. The British team really well trained. Doing a lot of practice together. And as we can see, always a lot of communication, a lot of supporting each other, encouraging each other. But up against such a lot of experience at this level, in this constellation for Slovakia. Just squeaks by the guard. Ooh, but that's over curled. Big danger now for Britain. Huge pressure on their skipper with his final throw. 2 stones to come in the 5th end, and there is going to be huge pressure on that man with his final throw. He's used to it. Uniblo has also been personally a giant in the wheelchair game for a long number of years. I'm sure he won't be nervous, but pressure is pressure. Everybody makes mistakes. And Slovakia will be looking to add 1 more yellow stone to put pressure on the final throw from Britain. Oh boy, this looks awfully nice. That is a lovely throw from Slovakia.
The same shot.
Same shot.
You know, just
head off.
You know, just want to come into here.
Radoslav Djuric looking quietly satisfied. It's been a super end from his team. The only thing in Great Britain's favour here is all 4 of those yellows are behind that T line, the thin horizontal line, and that means they can be
Look, stop talking, please.
a bit of a cushion.
Same shot, hit and roll.
$975.
975.
Final throw for Great Britain against 4 Slovakian counters.
Yep. Good.
That was a bit of a wobbly release. Will that affect the path of this stone?
4, 10-5.
And it does affect that stone, not curling the way they wanted it to. And that is a big blow for the British quartet. They were really finding their stride in this game.
Yeah, I did ask.
Oh, that is not what they wanted here. And that is a huge steal of 4 points to Slovakia. Slovakia getting 4 points even without last stone. That's a steal, and what a difference that makes to the score. After 5 ends, it is Slovakia 7, Great Britain 2. Eight out of 8 stones for Slovakia here in this end, putting all kinds of pressure on Britain. A couple of loose shots from Britain, putting really too much pressure on that last stone. And The last stone not working as they wanted for Britain, and yeah, they have a bit of a mountain to climb now.
We just got to put a score on the board now. Like if we get a 2 back, there's still plenty to play for. But what we have to do is actually now come together. Like we're playing as an individual and 3.
So we heard British coach Niall Ryder there, just saying, okay, let's really work hard to get 2 on the board here in the 6th end. Just start biting into that lead that Slovakia has, but it is Slovakia who are 7-2 ahead as we start the 6th end. First throw in the 6th end, just slipping long for Monika Kunkelova.
3. Correct.
Interestingly though,
3.
at this stage in the game, with that score, Slovakia no longer really need the free guard zone. Guards of any colour are stones that Britain can use. And for that reason, they don't really need, they're not interested in taking advantage of free guard zone anymore. And for that reason, Monika Kunkelova, I can almost imagine the last thing she said to herself was, don't play a guard with this stone, don't be short. It is Britain who really have to work hard now to build points.
3.5, 14-3.
And is this stone going to come to a stop? It is. So it's Britain that now need to use free guard zone. And Karen Aspey has done that really nicely. Slovakia not allowed to remove that stone until 5 stones have been played. And as we spoke about before, Britain, they prefer to keep play away from centre. We see how busy it can get towards centre if both teams are playing that way, and that's why we saw Karen Aspey play away from the centre. Perfect response from
5.
Monika Kunkelova.
5. 13.5. Good.
Every stone counts then from now on for Britain. We have a long way to go in this competition. This is the first session. We have 12 sessions out there. We have 10 teams in the competition, so 2 teams have a rest. We have 4 sheets. 2 teams have a rest every round. So there's plenty more games out there, but that is a perfect start from Karen Aspey. That is exactly what Britain wanted. They want to get a stone in the rings, playing away from the centre, and now Britain can work on getting a second point. So that is perfect set-up play from Karen Aspey. The newest member of the Slovakian team, that is Adrian Jurček. He's had a spectacular debut. Oh, and that was only the 4th stone. That means free guard zone is still active, and that means that red guard in the free guard zone, it goes back to where it was. And this time it is.
You can see less of our stone. You can see, keep going.
Keep going.
It's Britain who put the stone back.
Tiny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The throwers at the other end just directing Hugh Niblo to say, yeah, a little bit more towards centre. It's Britain who can put the stone back according to where they feel it was. So that's a miss for the Slovakians, and Britain need to take advantage of this immediately. They have a lovely setup. They are ignoring that stone in the centre for now. If they want to score, they will need to do something about it. But for the first part of the end, what they're trying to do is build up points, build up stones away from the centre, try to tempt Slovakia into playing towards the side of the rings instead.
1 3/4, 9-4.
Good.
And the other way of doing that is hit and roll. So perfect would be that red rolling in behind the guard. But first things first. And good news for British fans, we now have 2 reds, one of which partly tucked in behind a guard. So this is already a good response from Britain. This is much better play from them. We heard their coach say he wants to see them really work hard to get 2 points on the board. That would make the overall score 7-4. With 2 ends to play, still possible. And with such a big lead here, Slovakia are +5.
9-7-5.
We will see them be highly conservative if possible with their strategy. By far the easiest way of preventing Britain biting into their lead is to just remove British stones.
Good.
I'm sure that's what we will see the Slovakian tactic in this 6th end. No British stones equals no British points. In contrast, Britain want to keep as many stones as possible in play.
3/4.
Oh, that's another mistake though from Austin McKenzie. He's not had his best game today. Maybe just feeling some nerves, playing in a big stadium in front of a big crowd. Different playing in an arena with lots of fans compared with playing in the curling club where it's typically fairly quiet. The ice conditions can also be different. When you have a big arena, the air currents are different. And just having the audience in to watch, that can affect the humidity and the airflow as well. And that's something all the teams have to get used to. Conservative approach again then from Slovakia. No British stones equals no British points, but no connection for that Slovakian stone, and that is a let-off for Britain. Yeah, looked like you maybe just rushed that stone a little bit, Julish.
Good.
Cheers, coach. Stuart Pimblett then being asked to replace the yellow stone with a red.
3 1/4, 10-2.
That's a lovely shot. Nice solid hit and stick. And we are back in Junior 2 territory. We have 2 reds. Difficult to make a double takeout to remove both stones with 1 throw. And if we just keep replacing yellow with red, Britain will be hopeful to have a chance to get that 2 on the board that their coach was talking about. Oh, I said double takeout was difficult. It wasn't impossible. He was awfully close to it.
13.5.
13.5.
Much more comfortable body language though from the Slovakians. They will be really pleased with their debut performance in this Milano Cortina 2026 Paralympic Winter Games. A little bit surprising that the Slovakian team does not yet have a medal from either Paralympic Winter Games or from World Championships, and they were so close last time in Beijing. They would love to have another go at it here in Cortina. That is a fine throw, really good stones from Stuart Pimblett, putting Great Britain in a much better position in this sixth end.
9.
Okay.
Again, though, both those stones behind the tee line, the horizontal thin line. That means there is space for Slovakia to pop on top of those stones. They could sit a yellow stone right in front of those reds. But that's the view from the throwing end. You can see all of that red, and I would do exactly the same. You would say, let's hit the open one. We'll worry about the red behind guard if we get the chance to. But first things first, there's a wide open red. Let's just remove that. Peter Žadko just wants to remove the red counters. Oh, he's got a pair of them. Oh, wow. Yeah. They were close enough together that this was possible. I think he was only going for the one on the outside. Or maybe not. I don't speak Slovakian. But getting rid of both of them, and unfortunately for British fans, rather summing up Britain's game at the moment. Not quite giving themselves the chances to score when they've got last stone, Britain.
Yeah.
Front right. Yep. We will need then what we call a skips 2. Both points coming from both stones thrown by the skipper.
3.5, 14-7.
The stone needs to keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. It's not going to make it though.
13 môže byť.
So possible, but highly unlikely that Britain can really score 2 from here. They would need a huge mistake from Slovakia, who are really getting stronger and stronger. Simple throw then for Peter Žadko. The objective hasn't changed. Slovakia still, they just want to prevent Britain from scoring, and having removed British stones for an encore, Peter Žadko just drops a Slovakian counter right in behind cover, and what that does, it forces Britain to make a better shot than that. Big smiles from Slovakia, rightly so. They will be delighted with their form in this first game. It is high time this highly decorated, highly winning team got some sort of international level medal for their endeavours.
3.25, 13-7.
Is this stone going to outcount the yellow? It's not.
One yellow.
That is one yellow. That's another steal. Slovakia getting points without last stone. And this game slipping away from Britain a bit. It's another point to Slovakia. And that means after the 6th end, it is Slovakia 8, Great Britain 2.
Hard ball to. I'll check and see if I'll shake hands or not. The hard ball to.
Yeah.
Not.
Hard.
Let's go, guys, yeah?
Right, come on.
Well then.
With some good setup play from Britain in the 6th end, but a lovely double takeout from Peter Žadko. And for an encore, yeah, he's delighted, and he should be. He's had a superb game, that man. Just putting too much pressure on Britain, forcing them to outdraw, to outcount that yellow. Britain not managing to do that, and it was a steal. Another point without last stone to Slovakia. Their confidence will be brimming. That is the situation in session 1 of the 4-person wheelchair curling event.
Áno, môžem aj prehodiť.
OK.
Heavyweights of the wheelchair game since the beginning, Slovakia. They are really putting all kinds of pressure on the British team today. Objectives for 7th end, pretty much same as 6th. Slovakia want to prevent Britain scoring. Britain going to work hard to try to get 2. Monika Kunkelova having a perfect start, same as before. Slovakia, they are plus 6 points. That's a huge cushion at this stage and at this level.
Good.
They do not need free guard zone anymore. A guard of any colour would simply help Britain. And that's why Monika Kunkelova just puts a stone straight in the middle. Now Britain could very easily remove that stone from Kunkelova, but instead they're using free guard zone. We saw this in the 6th end as well. We saw a really nice set-up play from Karen Aspie. Britain playing away from the centre. They want to try to set up some points already towards the side of the sheet. Try to tempt Slovakia into playing away from the centre. And Slovakia trying to do the exact opposite. If Britain want to score anything, they will need to do something about the centre. So that stone just slipping through from Kunkelova, but as we said, she won't be too worried. They have a stone in the centre, and they don't need free guard zone anymore, Slovakia. They are plus 6 points. That's a big old cushion. And any guards, any stones out front, really only helping Britain.
Good card.
Karen Aspie doing everything she can to help her team, trying to bridge the gap here. She played a guard, which Slovakia are not allowed to remove. We've seen a couple of instances of that where a guard is removed by accident and then it's replaced where it was. And Karen Aspie putting a lovely red stone right in behind. They're trying to tempt Slovakia into playing away from the centre, but Slovakia really absolutely hitting their form, and Slovakia just continuing to attack the centre, knowing that if Britain want that red to become important, if Britain want that red to score any points at some stage, They will have to do something about the yellows right in the middle. So that's why we see Slovakia kind of ignoring the red stones over there.
No. 12.
12.
Like we said, two ways of neutralising the British attack. You can either attack better, which is what Slovakia are doing here, or you can be defensive and remove stones, and that's quite difficult because Karen Aspie's stone placement really nice there in that first couple of throws. Nothing to see of that red from the throwing end.
Smells good.
Now then, with that red beautifully set up on the side, now Great Britain can start attacking the centre.
4. 12-1.
And that's okay from Austin Mackenzie. Important for Britain is to keep stones in play. The more stones in play, the more chance they have to make points here. As we've seen, the fewer stones in play, so Slovakia have been very effective in removing stones. The fewer stones in play, the less places for British stones to hide.
Rovno po čiari.
This man will be delighted with his debut at this level. He is the only new face in the Slovakian team. Oh my goodness. He has all but got a double takeout in the seventh end. What a debut for him. He asked her to move that red towards the centre and just finding a perfect angle to bump out the red stone on the wings as well. He's surrounded by teammates of incredibly high calibre. Yeah, look at him. Good for you, sir. Adrian Durcek having a wonderful debut with his well-decorated teammates. Britain need to keep their concentration. This game slipping away from them a bit, but important is to remember we've got 11 more sessions. This is just the first session. We have 12 sessions of the four-person wheelchair curling. They have plenty more games to come. There are 10 teams in this competition. And what's important then for Britain, if I was their coach, I would say, yeah, let's finish strong. Maybe this game is beyond us. That's a big gap, 6 points. But let's really try to finish strong. Take confidence into the next round.
More annoyed with himself.
That's how he's feeling. We've just got to support that. Však vyhrávame, aha. Okolo 6, 2.
British team finished 8th at the Beijing 2022 Games. Slovakia 4th.
Okay.
Nejdete ho strieľať?
Nie, nejdem. Ideme dročku a že radšej dlhšie.
I feel like in this game, all of Slovakia's experience at world level, at Paralympic level, all of that experience really showing fruit here. The British team, a slightly newer constellation, not quite so much experience at this level together. And important for them, as we said, is to just finish strong. Just have a nice solid finish, maybe get a couple more points on the board, finish strong and take that confidence into the next round. And I have an idea that stone from Radoslav Duriš, I have an idea that was deliberate. He just threw it straight through that gap on purpose. They are already lying 1, 2, 3 yellows.
Time out.
And I think this is sensible of Britain, yeah, that Slovakia, sorry to say for British fans, but Slovakia in such a good position that they don't really want to do anything. So they just throw that stone through the gap and ask the question of Britain. And they have called a timeout. Their coach, Niall Ryder, on his way to offer some advice. So 1 minute coach interaction. Once
What are you thinking?
there's Niall reaches the playing area.
Because I wasn't going to have that double.
Yeah.
Now I'm wondering if I need to run that red into that, try and roll the shooter across here, open this up.
Yeah. Thinking like you probably need to kill this yellow over here, at least, and then try and
The
roll.
other thing is to try and run the double.
Didn't really like that. The only other thing I didn't mind was like out turn, kind of hit and roll off the yellow onto the floor here. But I quite like doing something with this top one here on the red and rolling our shooter. Quite like that, Stu. Like that. If we just punt the red onto the yellow and try and roll your shooter
Skinny
across.
off that. Skinny off that and roll onto that.
Yeah,
It's
maybe
not
like
even skinny. It's
half stone.
get half quarter stone into that and then roll the shooter to here.
Like if your red comes down onto the centre line, it makes it a bit harder for them to move it. It might jam on the yellow.
Okay.
What weight?
975.
Yeah, 975.
Yeah.
Yep.
If you're a bit thin and you get that yellow, it's not bad.
Nice and smooth, Stuart.
The official then telling the coach that 1 minute coach interaction is over. Slovakia have not yet used theirs. They can if they want. And you heard the team just discussing not only this stone, options for this stone, and also if we do this, then we expect Slovakia to play that, etc., etc.
975.
They'll really be thinking through all 7 remaining stones that you can see on the graphic to try to end up with 2 or more points at the end.
Good.
It is Stuart Pimblett who is asked to play. The decision was, it sounded like hit and roll. So he wants to just pop that red onto red, and that's found a decent spot.
All right.
It's all right.
Good effort from Pimblett.
If we come off that red on the left, that's going to send the yellow flying and we go across the left-hand side.
That red, though, not quite finding cover, and that means that Radoslav Duriš, you can see all of it. And this stone coming in at pace. Ooh,
Okay.
that wasn't it, though.
To pretože to bolo 7-7.
Winds up his throwing arm, but launches a tomato, and that means there is now a good chance. Yes, that is an oopsie.
Alfa, beta, gamma, delta, omega.
Lucky you, Slovakia, that you are quite some way ahead here,
975.
because this is a big chance now for Britain to get some more reds into play.
Good.
You can just see the clock ticking down on the scoreboard behind the players there. Both teams in plenty of time. They've both been very good at using their time wisely. That's not an issue. That's not quite what they wanted, though. I think they wanted to curl a bit less than that and catch the yellow and roll towards the other side of the sheet. A bit of a head scratcher for Hugh Niblo there. And lucky you, Slovakia.
Ja som hodil 7-7, ty musíš tak 9.
A miss from Slovakia in the previous throw. Well, a miss from Great Britain in return, and that means that really the steadiest man on the ice at the moment, Peter Žatko, he will have another chance to remove British stones. So a big push from Peter Zadko. Remember, these wheelchair players, not only do they not have sweepers to help guide their stone, all of that power for these big throws coming not from leg drive, as it normally does for the men's and women's, and foot players, but all that power coming only from upper body strength.
Even if I'm north, it's not bad.
Just the degree of difficulty of the same shot between a wheelchair player and a foot player, the degree of difficulty
So
as long as I'm
always higher
you throw a 9?
for the wheelchair throwers,
Yeah.
because they don't have any sweepers. Once the stone's released, you can't affect it. And all that power needed to come from upper body strength, not leg drive.
Tiny.
Still important for Britain to finish with good confidence, finish with good stones. They need to remember, as we said, all along, this Slovakian team, they are so experienced. This constellation, they have been at the top of the game for a decade.
4 1/4, 10.
There is no shame struggling against this Slovakian team.
Na komoru alebo znútra, hej?
Two more stones to come in the 7th end. One for each team. And Peter Zatko, once again, just being asked to remove British counters, limit the scoring opportunity. And I wonder, will this be his last throw of this game?
Yeah.
We do have 8 ends, but you don't have to play 8. Ooh. And a rare miss from Peter Zatko. Well, well. All of a sudden, if you could replace that yellow with a red, you are suddenly, as if by magic, scoring 3 red. That's a big miss for him. A wry smile from the man who has really been the steadiest player out there until now. Huge opportunity for Britain. Replace that yellow with red. 1, 2, 3 reds would be counting. And rather out of nowhere, Britain would be still in this game.
Good.
You will not get a better opportunity than this, Team Great Britain.
Hold that line.
3 1/2.
Ask you to stay on that line, stay on that line, stay on that line. Oh no.
1 yellow.
You can't miss opportunities like that. Yeah, wide open opportunity for Britain, but looks like their confidence is a bit shaken in this first game. That will be another steal. 1 point to Slovakia, even without last stone, and that is enough for Great Britain. It's a final score here in session 1. It is Slovakia winning against Great Britain, 9 points to 2.
Thank you. Thank you.
Handshakes all round.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Super start for Slovakia. Had a bright start and really put the foot down in that second half. And Britain had some chances, but not quite able to finish them off. And it is Slovakia who will get that first win on the board with a strong performance. They beat Team Great Britain 9 points to 2.
Just head it up, yeah.
Žijeme. Ako zbytočne sme sa posrali v tomto ringu.
Oh, yeah.
Dobre, je to tam.
Thank you very much, Graham.
Commiserations to Team Great Britain. As I said, no shame losing to that Slovakian team. They have been at the top of this game for a decade.
Against you then.
All that experience really showing in this first game. Yeah, don't be too hard on yourselves, Britain. Plenty more points out there. That's the first of 12 sessions. And there's a lovely photo that will be going to all the fans back in Slovakia. Spectacular debut for that man. He is all smiles. Surrounded by teammates of the highest caliber and fitting right in to this high-performing team. There is the story of the game. And it's an interesting one, isn't it? The overall accuracy, similar. But Slovakia noticeably more accurate with their takeouts. So they were really defending that lead well. And those stolen ends really tell a story. The stolen ends mean you get points even though you don't have last stone. And Slovakia really making their key shots when it counted. And Britain giving themselves chances but not quite finishing it off. That is how that looks at the moment then. A win for Slovakia, a loss for Britain, but look at all those teams still out on the ice, still ready to play. All the teams play each other once. And at the conclusion of the round robin, the team in first place plays a semi-final against the team in fourth. 2 plays 3, and then we have the medal game. So plenty more points out there. So a strong start for the Slovakian team. In wheelchair curling, they have really been at the top of this game for a long time, and they'll be delighted with their strong start. Plenty of good stuff going on out there for Great Britain. They just need to tighten up a bit, but take confidence from the good stuff they did in that game. Plenty sessions left, plenty wins out there.
It's okay.
A do 9.
Osem. 8-1.
Good throw.
3 3/4. 10.
Good shot.
Dobre, dobre, však aby zostal.
Pekne,
9-9. Pekne. Poď.
Nezatočí?
Okay.
Four, 9-2.
Team 7.
Shot, Stu.
Really good shot. Really good shot.
Three 3/4. 9.
Osem.
OK.
Neprejde pomedzi ne, že nie? Pekne, Peťo. Neprejde pomedzi ne, že nie? Pekne, Peťo.
Hej on.
Jo.
Pekne.
Dobrý, hej. Aj double.
Vyzerá dobre.
Pekne.
OK.
Plánko je už.
To mohlo.
Yeah. 3.5. 10-8.
One yellow.
Ty si tam bol?
Thank you.
Well played, though, yeah.
So, can you please first just say your full name and your country?
My name is Radoslav Đuriš from Slovakia.
And Radoslav, great to begin the competition with a victory. How happy are you with that?
Sme veľmi šťastní, turnaj sa začal výborne, vyhrali sme nad Veľkou Britániou, bolo to dôležité víťazstvo.
And where do you think you were the strongest in that game?
Trpezlivosť. Trpezlivosť bola hlavná, neponáhľať sa v zápase.
How important was the fifth end when you scored four?
Áno. 5. end rozhodol o zápase, tam super spravili jednu chybu a tam sa to celé otočilo.
And 4 years ago in Beijing, Slovakia finished fourth, lost the bronze medal match. How confident are you that you can do better this time?
Ubehli 4 roky, je to dávno, všetci superi veľa trénovali, uvidíme, ako to dopadne tento rok.
And who do you think are the strongest opponents that you will face?
Čína, Kanada.
And why are they so good? Why?
I don't know.
Okay. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Do you want to translate?
No, no, right. I think Google Translator will do it. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Ty musíš ísť okolo,
Asi
ja už
hej.
nemusím.
Names and country to begin with, please.
Austin McKenzie, Great Britain.
Stuart Pimblett, Great Britain.
Austin, not the start you guys wanted, clearly. Where did it not quite go right for you today?
I think we, on the whole,
Okay. We'll just ask you to give me your full names and country to begin with, please.
Austin McKenzie, Great Britain.
Stuart Pimblett, Great Britain.
Austin, not the start you guys wanted, clearly. Where did it not quite go right for you today?
I think we, on the whole, we weren't too bad. I think there was just a couple of key shots that were missed and not taken. Other than that, I think we're relatively happy with what we went out there and did. It's just that those key points make a huge difference.
Yeah, the fifth end looked key. You conceded 4 there. What happened in that one?
Well, that was it. You know, there's 4 sitting there. We have to get the one end to bring it down, and we missed the first one. We pretty much had the same shot for the second one. You know, if that comes in, we take the one rather than the 4. So it shows you how quickly a game can change based on 1 or 2 stones.
And the competition can change quickly. You're back here tonight, of course, so there's a long way to go. What do you need to do to reset and get yourselves back out there tonight?
I think we'll get a quick debrief, you know, and then we'll go and get back to our rooms, have a bit of a rest, and yeah, we've got a little bit of soul searching, but we'll be back tonight and ready to, you know, start our competition.
What will you be searching for in your soul? What do you need to find?
A little bit of luck, I think.
Yeah, I mean, it's a game of fine margins. Does it sometimes just come down to the odd, millimetre here?
Yeah, it's a toss of a coin sometimes, you know. But yeah, we know that's curling, you know. That's the beauty of this sport. Yeah, we will bounce back tonight.
And Paralympic debuts, I think you're making here. Just give us an impression of how you're finding the experience so far.
It's been great. It's it's a massive stage to be playing on, and I'm absolutely delighted to be part of it. It's a privilege. So just trying to get out there, suck in the atmosphere, enjoy it, embrace what we're doing here, and really hope that we can kind of move forward and show what we're capable of.
Yeah, same with me, but it's been a long time in waiting, and I'm gonna grasp this opportunity and hopefully show the world what we as a team can do, and myself. So yeah. Well,
how long have you had to wait for this moment?
I've been in a wheelchair since 1978, so I've had a few missed opportunities with wheelchair basketball, and gonna enjoy it, but we're definitely gonna knuckle down for tonight's game. Yeah.
Good stuff. Thank you, guys. Good luck.
Thank you. Cheers.
La competizione è terminata. Per un flusso ordinato